What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So the Blazers get a 107-104 victory at the Moda Center tonight against the Detroit Pistons. And in the first quarter, I thought the game was going to be over and it was going to be a laugher because the Blazers could not miss at all and ended up scoring 40 points in that quarter, led by CJ and Melo. CJ had 15, Melo had 12, and it was pretty much the CJ and Melo show all night as far as offensively. Pistons ended up only scoring 24 points, but in the second quarter, they go off. They go on a 19-3 run to get within 2 at halftime, and they held the Blazers only to 13 points. And CJ and Melo pretty much were still the leading scorers, but CJ had 19 and Melo only had 14. So CJ only had 4 and Melo only had 2 in the second half, or in the second quarter. And Brandon Knight off the bench erupted for 13 points. Christian Wood, who's a good, solid young player, he had 11 points off the bench. And their bench is pretty much what kept them in this game. They were 38-8 at halftime, with the Blazers up 53-51 to go into halftime. So this was definitely a back and forth game. In the third quarter, same thing. Pistons shoot really well, 62% in the quarter, and they go up 10 with like a minute to go, but CJ ends up scoring 9 consecutive points for the Blazers, and he ends up closing the gap to within 5. And the Pistons end up leading 85-80 in that quarter. And they were pretty much led by Christian Wood and a lot of their bench guys, because their starters, only starter that they had in double figures was Derrick Rose. So it was pretty much the bench that helped Detroit. But in that fourth quarter, though, the Blazers defense starts clamping down. They only allow 19 points in the quarter. CJ and Melo end up closing out this game with huge shots. CJ hits a couple of baskets, and then Melo pretty much seals the game on an assist from CJ, who had the defense coming to try to trap him and left Melo wide open in the mid-range, and Melo was cashing those all night. CJ ended up missing a couple of free throws down the stretch as well, and he ended up talking about it at the end of the game. But it was an excellent performance from from CJ and Melo. CJ ended up with the season high 41, 15 of 30 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3, 9 rebounds, 12 assists, a turnover, and a steal. Melo, 32 points, 11 of 16 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3, 4 rebounds, and an assist. So, and then also Whiteside, he came up big as well, especially on the defensive end late in this game. But he finished up 16 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and 4 blocks. And there was, like I was saying, there was no other Blazer in double figures, and only the Blazers only ended up scoring 10 bench points. For the Pistons, they end up being led by Christian Wood, who goes 26 points, 9 of 15 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 9 rebounds, assists, and 2 blocks. And they also had a 70-10 advantage in bench points. So like I was saying, the bench kept them in this game. Derrick Rose, the only starter in double figures, he ended up with 15, 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 turnovers. So this was an excellent game as far as like back and forth and whatnot. And I'm just glad the Blazers ended up coming out on top because they just have more savvy veterans. You know what I mean? Pistons are pretty much led by a lot of young guys, and Derrick Rose, who's a solid player now, but he's probably the best player that they have by far on that team. I mean, you got Christian Wood, who's coming into his own, but that's pretty much all they had. But Big win for the Blazers. But this is your boy P Money. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to all my supporters. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm off this.